Good morning from Kinross, snowy again. I am doing a walk that I did a few blogs ago actually, the one in deepest, darkest Kinross that went through Glen and up to Lendrick Hill. And on that walk I finished the blog up on the hill, and I walked down this path, this forest track, but I'd finished the blog by then, so this is all new. Anyway, I'm doing it in reverse because as you can see, Kinross has had a lot of snow in the last couple of days, and it's that thing of thinking, oh, where shall I go? Because I'm not exhausting options, as I've referred to before in this neck of the woods during lockdown, but it's just trying to think, where would I like to see in a different light that I've been? And it is, as you can see, it's normally you'd be able to see hills over there, but it is quite murky. There's not a breath of wind, there's mist, there's fog. So it's not really the day to be up really high necessarily, although there's a small chance it could break out of the cloud on Lendrick Hill. But I thought that even if it was foggy, then walking out of Glen might actually be quite an atmospheric experience, so that's what I'm doing today. The snow, because it kind of went above freezing yesterday, so it's all kind of melted a bit and refrozen, so it's all quite solid and icy and crusty. And there's that thing when you get out of the car and think, do I need this bit of kit or that bit of kit? In this case, snowshoes, thinking, because it looked quite sparse down below, but the thaw has been at lower levels, and once you get up to about 300-400 metres, it's already getting deep. So I'm glad I brought them, even though they're very, on this sort of snow, they are noisy. Granted, I am the only noise at the moment, but they are still noisy when you're walking somewhere as quiet as that. So every now and then I am stopping just to enjoy the quiet. I can hear gold crests, very high-pitched gold crests and tree creepers and things like that, but nothing else. There's a bit of blue, there's a hint of blue up there. We'll see. Well, I was following some people's footprints for a little while there, but they've now gone. So it's just me. So no one's been up here yet. And here's our turning. This Perth and Kinross way marker for Core Pass, which I think this is. Anyway, it goes through this fire break. Look at this. It's another snowy world. It's so still. It brings its own problems, doesn't it? Because when it's as still as this, you get hot. Kind of, not that I'm complaining. You do sometimes need a breeze, even on cold days, to cool you down. I've already taken 2 layers off. Christmas tree land again. This is probably one of those paths actually that's a lot easier in cold, snowy conditions, simply because when I came down here and it was getting dark, I was almost caught out actually. It was when I was up at the top of Lendrick Hill for that blog at sunset, and then walked off towards the Lomond Hills with the moon in the background. You know, you can still see, but coming in here, it got really dark, and it was so slippy. It's just mud underneath this. It's really dicey. So this is much better. That's nice. We're getting a soft crunch now, rather than a loud, noisy crunch. General theme, isn't it, with all these walks, these lockdown walks close to home. I mean, I have spruce plantations right at home in the Lomond Hills, but we don't often get this sort of snow. It just doesn't feel like home. It's wonderful, you know, because you can't get to the bigger hills, so in the absence of being able to get to the Cairngorms, The National Park actually tweeted a picture of Glenmore Forest, I think it was, heavy with snow, looking a bit like this but with Scots pine, saying, you know, we miss you, we welcome you back when you can come. I said, oh God, just want to be there. But look, this isn't half bad either. You might remember at the end of the last vlog just saying, hopefully see you soon in some other snowy location, hopefully it won't be too long and hopefully winter's not over. Well, all that snow in the Ochils did go, pretty much, which was under a week ago. That was only last week I was up there. It went for about 2 days, and then all this fell. It's going to warm up after this. There's more rain coming, and it's going to warm up, but not a huge amount, not like double digits. But it is a notable cold spell, and it has been consistently cold since Christmas. And the snow's been on the ground pretty much since the 27th in this neck of the woods. Save for maybe 3 days, 3-4 days. It's remarkable, really, given how modern winters are these days. This is a really nice cold spell that feels like we are actually getting a proper winter for a change. A solid spell, not just mild spell with cold blips. We're getting a cold spell with mild blips. And it does feel like, because winter's the coldest time of the year, so you want to feel like you've got down to the pits of, well, not the pits for me, but for other people, the pits of cold. You feel like you do get right to the bottom, right down into the cold, and then come out again, rather than sort of going in and out and in and out and in and out. It's nice to have a spell like this where it does have that sort of more continental feel to it. If anything, this is more like the snowshoeing I've done in Switzerland through forests with big trees, heavy with snow, thick snow on the ground, and way markers to tell you which way to go. Aha, well there we go, we are above the cloud. That's the, I forget what its name is now, but that's the wind farm that we were running alongside a few weeks ago at Glen on Cadges Yet on that path. So hopefully we're going to get something of a view when we get up the top. Fences are always easier with snowshoes when there's snow. You can just step over. Oh, it's clagging in. Well, wonderful timing, as usual. Clagged in. I did think maybe it'd be worth sticking around a bit, but I'm not sure it will actually, because it could be like this for the rest of the day. Top of Lendrick Hill here. So come up this forest track and then come through the forest, and now at the top. Now this is Glen here, so I'm just quite a joy actually, going to have to try and use my compass, which I don't get to use that often, which is quite nice to be able to have to use just to find my way off to get along this forest line and then come down here, and then that's that viewpoint which gives a nice view back up the Glen. So that's what I'm hoping, maybe the clag will clear. Even so, I've got a vague inkling where it is, but I want to make sure I do it properly. I don't get lost wandering around these hills for the rest of the week. Lovely. I don't feel too bad for not having seen the view, because I have been up here before, and I don't feel too bad for you not seeing the view, because you have seen it before. At least some of you have seen it before. I did do this hill in the other blog, of course, and did show the view from up here at sunset, so I have actually shown it before. But even so, it would have been nice to maybe get a glimpse of some hills poking up above the cloud, but you can't have everything. Got snow, an atmosphere, that's enough. One way looks much like another. Conditions like this no features. It's interesting, isn't it, how when it's not much more than 400 metres high, it's within reach of home. In Kinross, it feels close, it feels safe, it doesn't feel big or intimidating. But this is as extreme conditions in terms of navigation as you're likely to find anywhere. I mean, you're not as far from visually being the cables, of course. I always have my compass with me in my bag, but I did make a point of checking this morning because I knew it was going to be claggy. But I'm really glad I brought it, I mean, because it is fabulous. I dare say eventually you could make a pretty good judgment as to which way is going to get you down to the forest, but it's so easy to go wrong and get disorientated. What I find really interesting in conditions like this is how your mind plays tricks. It kind of, it's a battle of wills, I suppose, to try and believe in what the compass is telling you. And often it doesn't feel right. Just something, you know, your brain starts second guessing. But it's a real discipline to learn to trust your compass, your pacing, you know, and if after you think it's going to be 100 metres and after 50 metres you think surely it should be here and the land's looking like it should be there, it's like no, you've measured it, it said it was 100 metres, it'll be 100 metres. Assuming you navigated all right to that last point, of course. The navigation's only as good as your last point that you navigated to. But even so, I think it does show how you need to have your wits about you, even on wee hills, and especially this time of year when everything is so featureless. And here it is, the fence, and the gate. Ah, yeah, the gate is there too. It's a relief. Lots of deer prints. Right, well, I know we've had issues with deer fences recently. That one you can actually slide open. You can just lift it and slide it, but I don't want to be on that side of the fence. This is where I want to be. Oh, I hate these things. Oh God, that's a bit close. Don't like it, don't like it! Great. Okay. Easy walking. It's gone all warm again now. Oh, damn it. Oh, that's really nice. I mean, it's noisy, but there's also almost a bit of slide as well, so it's quite easy, quick walking. And it's all downhill pretty much, I think now, all the way down to Glen, and that's pretty much flat. Although it's not going to be quick progress, I dare say, getting out that glen. Ah, there you go. You know, in the blog from the other week up White Creek Hill, Corb Glen, Cadges Yet and all that, and so I haven't, come across a planted area, a new plantation, a new forest with all the fences shut, and saying it's no great effort to sort of facilitate access. And look, this is exactly it. On a slope to make sure that it does shut so no one accidentally leaves it open so the deer can't get in, and the gate you can get in and out of. It is that easy. It is frustrating when access isn't facilitated for no good reason. And another one, access. Well, here we are again at looking down into Glen with some deer running. That's about all there is around here really at the moment that I've seen. Not quite the amazing snowy view I was hoping for, but I don't really mind because I thought that maybe it would make quite an impact regardless under conditions like this. Now I dare say I could just go straight down this slope, but there's a big tree there that if you saw that blog you might remember I was standing quite near that, and it had a view back up the Glen. Wishful thinking, but I'm going to head over there first in the hope I might be able to get more of a view by the time I get over there. Anyway, it's all downhill. Alright, on ground like this, snowshoes actually become a liability rather than a help, because they're sliding a lot as well, and I'm not sure I'll actually need them. I don't think there'll be enough snow down below to actually warrant them. So it is that thing of, when you are using kit, whether it's crampons or snowshoes, of not hanging on longer than you need to, thinking, oh, I'll just keep them on a little bit longer just to get past this difficult section. Because these could cause you real trouble going down something like this. You could fall. And the way that your feet fall when these big flapping things are on, you know, like with skis. Well, unlike with skis, they don't come off, is the thing, isn't it? Skis will come off if they get snagged. They're supposed to anyway. But these won't, and they'll do you an injury. So, playing it safe. Oh man, it's slippy anyway. It's just as slippy without them on, but I feel safer. Anyway, it looks like it's clearing up a bit. Well, here we are again, and it's no less impressive in these conditions. When I was last here, the viewpoint was further up there, looking down the Glen, and everything. It was kind of late autumn, early winter, wasn't it? Was it November? I can't remember now. A bit frosty, but all the bracken dying back, and the overall colour was sort of brown, and this weird purple hue with the mist hanging in the Glen. Now it's that monochrome landscape, isn't it? Black and white. Completely different feel. But, and also when I came through, because I came through this way first, of course, and then went up Lendrick Hill afterwards, but went all the way through the Glen, if you remember, sort of on the dicey section, through the chasm down there. So I'm skipping that out because it's going to be a bit, probably very slippy, and I thought I didn't really want to be tackling that on this sort of walk during lockdown as well. So, but I'm just delighted, you know, although I'm cutting a little bit out the end of it, I'm just so delighted coming back through here again. In different conditions and going a different direction. So I can take it nice and slow. It's a joy. Still quite slippy. So you need some good heavy wet snow actually to pack all the bracken down. Whoop. And we're back by the river. It's nice to be back. Oh look, and already loads of otter prints. Quite distinctive. These prints sort of coming back the way like that. Everywhere, all over here. God, I'd so love to see one. I've never seen otters on river. I've never seen an otter on a river. I've seen otters at the coast. I've seen loads of otters on Mull. You know, coastal otters. But I've never seen them up a river, an inland watercourse. I'd so love to see one. What a thrill. But it's nice to know they're here. This one's been very busy, whatever it's been. There's a bit of blood, so maybe it's getting a bit of fish. Lovely. It's just so peaceful, so quiet, just a river. I could just stand here for hours, just, you know, waiting for nothing and for something to happen, but just enjoying the stillness and that sense of remoteness in somewhere that isn't that remote. It's really, really nice. You know, the pandemic, the craziness of the pandemic feels a world away. Somewhere like this. It was nice in the autumn, but this is really nice too. I'd like to be here. I mean, I had hoped for more snow. I'd like to be here when it's one of those, you know, you've had 6-8 inches of dry powdery snow, and it's everything's a bit more white, and you haven't got all the bracken poking out. But fingers crossed, that'll come. So the next time I get a day like that, I'll rush out up here, I think, and see it in that light. But it's lovely. Deer bouncing over all the heather and rocks. Wish I was half as nimble as they are. Oh God. As last time, repeated river crossings. Mental note, never to jump onto shingle like that again, that was just mud. This is about as slow and leisurely a walk as I think I've ever had. I mean, the snow's wet and a bit slippy, so it's quite difficult to, you know, walk like you normally would anyway. But even so, I do find just subconsciously, unconsciously, just slowing right down. I suppose because it is quite a short walk, really, and it's not even midday, so we've got lots of time. I just don't want to waste a single second. So just walking really slow and just taking everything in. It's just me, the dippers that I've seen sort of fleeing up the river as I've moved up. Loads of deer. Oh, there's some more deer just up there. There's 3 of them. They're everywhere. There's lots of roe deer around here. It's made easier to do this, I suppose, to take your time and enjoy it. Just deliberately walk slow when it's as calm and still and benign as this. I mean, the clag has really come in now. See, outline of spruce plantation way beyond in the distance. You can barely see it. So I think that's the best of the clear spells have been and gone higher up. So it was just missed it up there on Lendrick Hill. But it's nice to be down here with the moodiness, the atmosphere. I think it's time for something to eat. Well, it's not warm. My feet are cold. It's starting to drizzle. It's only about 1 degree. It's going to stay that way all day. So as nice as it is, peaceful as it is cold. Because it's not that kind of dry snow cold, it's wet snow cold. My toes are cold, my boots are wet. So as lovely and tranquil as it is, and I like the thought of just staying here for a while, I'm actually starting to get quite cold. So, warming coffee. Think about moving on. But it is hypnotic, that sound. Just standing here with coffee, munching fruitcake, going into a trance really. And it's only the cold that shakes me out of it. I think if it was a nicer day, warmer day, it's one of those spots where you just, an hour goes by, oh, I should really get on. But it is cold. Oh, I remember this from last time. This is the awkward bit with climbing, for want of a better term, scrambling. This otter again, following its tracks. Oh, I'd love it if I just turned a corner and there one was. Don't think I'm that lucky. Don't think I'm imagining it, that it was a lot easier when there wasn't slippy snow. Well, it's all getting a bit wider now. You get a better sense coming in this direction of just how flat it gets between the slopes. There's houses up there, you can just about make them out. That's they're just above the road, so it's not actually much further now. It's funny, it's actually getting snowier at this end, just in the space of the last 10 minutes. There's definitely more snow here than there is just 500 metres down there. I mean, it has been, all of this stuff has been quite localised when you start getting showers pepping up in certain places, but it's noticeably so. It's much whiter around here than it is down there. Remarkable, really. I thought that was a roebuck at first. I'm pretty sure it isn't. No, it's a log. But it was there on the horizon just then. It's like, oh look, it's a roe with its antlers. But it's not. It's just a tree. Right, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. Just gently step onto the shingle. Don't jump. It's too late to save my feet from being cold. Part of me really wants to be up there again, up in the trees with all that heavy snow on the spruce. You just about make it out. Still, the higher you go, the more there is. It's so peaceful up there. Nobody there. I don't know, there's not really much light in the day, but I feel like if I get back to the car, half inclined to head up again, up into the trees, just to make the most of it, because tomorrow there is more snow coming, but it's going to turn to rain quite quickly. It's going to be windy. What's been strange about the snowfall we've had actually this winter has been it's not fallen on gale force winds or blizzards, so it has all fallen quite even, no big drifts, and it stays on the trees, which has been really nice. But you know, so it's quite different to previous winters, and part of that I suppose is because the Atlantic is being kept at bay by the moment. The jet stream's diving south and taking any low pressure systems away from us, so we haven't had the usual storm conveyor belt this winter, so it's all been a bit peculiar. This, you know, I'm not complaining at all. Not complaining. It's really nice. It's really nice to have something that feels like winter for a change. Feels weird to be walking on a hard surface after all that. So there we are, all done. Just walking back to the car, which is a couple of kilometres along the Dunning Road. It's just the sound of ice and snow falling off the trees. It's so still. Quite eerie actually. Nice way to finish though. It's nice to actually finish and not have a walk back to the car when you've been blasted by wind and rain in your face. It's quite weird, it's so still. Anyway, quite a quick outing really. I've got half the day left to get home, get warm, put my feet up, and have some more mince pies that are left over. Hopefully the next one will be snowy too. See you then.